Coach Teresa Ford here, and this is the Guiding You Home podcast. This is a thought-provoking and often humorous approach to moving you closer to the only one who can genuinely help you live a life of abundance and prosperity. Sound good? Yeah, it's you that needs to go within so you can sit in the driver's seat of your life, co-creating with God. So make room for more light and knowledge. As you continue to listen, you will discover elements of how to lead with your inner light, how to act on your specific promptings, and how to follow your spiritual intuition so you can fulfill the measure of your creation. Thanks for being here, and let's dive in. Hello. Thank you. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I say we, it's me, myself, and I. We're glad you're here. But I wanted to talk today about powerlessness and how to overcome it, because that's it. If we're just going to talk about powerlessness, it sits there and nothing new happens. We have to make something new happen, right? So when you're feeling powerless, what do? How do you know you're feeling powerless? What are your key indicators that you're being quiet, or you're being passive aggressive, you're being sarcastic, you're thinking of all the underhanded ways to control and manipulate the other person. Don't worry, we all do it at some point or another, Imagine sticking your foot out and tripping somebody, or hiding a piece of paper and making them feel as frustrated as you do. Whatever. It happens. But just think about when that was happening in your life, in your childhood. Who made you feel powerless? Who was the one person that really made you feel powerless? The one instance. Maybe it was a million instances, but maybe there was just one in particular that really stands out in your mind. If you ask yourself, when was the last time I felt so powerless before, let's say, the age of 14? One memory will come up. And in that memory holds all of the emotions. Because the first memory that comes up for you is the place where powerlessness became embedded. It was at the top of your mind awareness. All of a sudden, you were like, wow, I don't like that. Not one bit. Maybe something felt out of balance. Maybe something felt unjust. Maybe something felt manipulated or controlled, or they made you feel like you had to take the blame, or somebody else was not taking responsibility, which is one and the same. But something made you feel powerless, like you didn't have a right to speak up. You didn't have a right to think your thoughts or ask a question. I remember once in 5th grade, we were having the sex talk in 5th grade. I'm sure they have it earlier now. I don't know, but I knew nothing. My parents were emotionally immature. They didn't teach me anything about the difference between boys and girls and the birth process and how babies come to be. And my teacher, who was a male, said there are no dumb questions. So as they're talking about where babies come from, which I don't even remember what they said, I raised my hand because I was like, I said, do you have to go to the hospital to get pregnant? Because I was thinking you have to go to the hospital to get a baby. It still wasn't even in my head that babies come out of a body. That's where you're birthing a baby. I just thought it was like a store. You go and get your baby at the hospital. I was like, well, do you have to go to the hospital to get pregnant? And he busted a gut. He thought that was the most funny thing he had ever heard when he said there were no stupid questions. That put me in a place of powerlessness. I never asked another question again. Even when teachers said there's no silly question, I was like, oh yeah. I had lost trust that I could ask a question and be heard. And it was the same way at my house. So I was trusting Mr. Janeski in 5th grade to help a girl out, and he did not. And it made me feel really powerless. And from that point on, I was like, well, I'm on my own. I am going to have to look it up, figure it out, and do my best not to embarrass myself along the way. But what was it for you? I mean, believe me, that wasn't the only powerless moment. I think I was powerless when I was 3 months old, honestly. I couldn't get my needs met. My mom left and my dad was working. So they didn't know what to do with me, and the daycare didn't take infants. So I was put in a playpen. So I couldn't even get those needs met. And that is what powerlessness is we can't get our needs met. We don't know how to get an answer that we need, or where to find support that we feel we're lacking, or to, receive love. It's like some of us are not even able to receive love. It might be offered, but we refuse it because we don't like it when people help us, or we're dependent on other people to help us. So if there's something going on where we're feeling powerless and we're not doing anything about it, we get to keep powerlessness. But when we have courage, which is the opposite of powerlessness, and we can think about the thoughts we're thinking about, we can think about, what is it that makes me feel powerless? What need do I have that I feel cannot be met? Maybe we're hanging out with the wrong people. Maybe we're not with healthy people who also have a really high need to get their needs met. And so they can't help you. Check, look around, who you're with, and is it true you can't get your needs met by voicing what you need? If that's the case, then you need to figure out how to get your needs met otherwise. You need to get into problem solving or solution finding mode. So ask yourself, what's missing? What do I need? Do you need silence while you're working? Do you need someone to turn the TV down? Do you need to eat something different than other people need to eat? Do you need to eat at a different time? Do you need to feed yourself in smaller portions all day long and not be tied to 3 large meals? What do you need? Do you need a hug? Do you need support? Do you need to know that you're loved? See, that's something you have power to do, to know that you are loved, to know that it's going to be okay, that you are okay. Like, there's a lot going on there that is within your power to change. And if you're leaning on other people to take care of some of those internal growth needs, then take your power back and do the work. And when I say do the work, get on your knees, ask for help. That nothing has been more powerful in my life than finding out for myself that I am supported, that I am loved. And you can do it too. You are light and love, or you wouldn't be breathing. That is what energizes your heart. It's what causes the beating to happen. It's the electrical circuit you're on. Think about what it is you need. Write it down. Sometimes you don't even know you have needs. If you've been severely neglected, you don't know you have needs. You're like, oh, I have shelter and food. I'm good. No, you're not, because hopes and dreams are part of your needs. Understanding what you want out of life is a need. Understanding who you are, that's a need. I encourage you to reach out to me if you don't know what your needs are. I do. I'm here for you. Like, this is my role in this world, is to help you find you. And you can reach me at Teresa Ford Coaching at gmail.com. So that's Teresa Ford, like as in Chevy Ford. And I will help you understand who you are and what you need. But powerlessness is something that you can overcome. You can ask for what you need, and you don't have to apologize. And that's the other sign that you're not getting your needs met, or that you feel you don't deserve to have your needs met. And it's when you apologize. I'm sorry for having to ask, but no, don't be sorry. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to offer your gifts. You deserve to be who you were meant to be, and to grow in that pathway, not to conform to what somebody else thinks you ought to be. So let go of judgment. That's part of doing the work. Journal. You're going to find out who's judging you by what comes out on your pen, who you're pointing the finger at, where you think it's coming from. But nobody else is going to change so you can feel better. That's what Mel Robbins says. Nobody's coming to rescue you. You are here to help you. Sometimes we need a friend to help us, and that's okay. But most of your needs and your sense of powerlessness is coming from your conditioning from when you were a child. And how to overcome it is by asking better questions of yourself. Why do I think that? Why do I think that I can't ask for that thing that I need? What makes me think that I don't deserve to be heard or seen in the world? What is it that I'm doing that's holding me back from accomplishing that really awesome idea I had 10 years ago? What is that? And when you discover what it is, you're going to start to make progress. You're going to start to ask for what you need. You're going to start to find people to hang out with where your needs can be met, because you're not asking for them to change. You're asking for the right environment to be present. So this is up to you. It's up to you to figure out why you feel powerless and then what you do to change it. The answers come when you ask a better question. And usually it's connecting to why you think you're not able to get your needs met. Talking to the right people. I always say, don't ever work with somebody who hasn't done what you're trying to do. You're not going to ever take counsel from somebody who is not doing what you want to do. So look for the right people to talk to. Sometimes you just need a friend to talk it out, and then you hear yourself say the answers. If you don't have a friend, your journal is your friend. Yourself is your friend. Me, myself, and I, we're friends. Because we all have our best interest in mind. Yes? Your brain, your body, your spirit. That's you, yourself, and you. You all have your best interest in mind, and you must search within yourself for those things that make you feel powerful to do and be. And there's going to be people around you that don't like that. And it's okay. They will fall away. They will excuse themselves from your life. It might feel like rejection, abandonment. It's not. It's a gift. Thank you for not having that kind of energy in my life anymore, because now I can move forward and I can get my needs met because I can surround myself with different people, a new environment, and I can do the things I was put here to do and not waste any more time. This is a process. Sometimes when you hear this for the first, second, third, 10th time, it's like, oh, it's easy for you to say, I don't know how to do it. It's okay. That's just part of your conditioning too. Take your time. If you want to do it quick, you can do it quick. If you want to take your time, take your time. There is no timeline to it. Only the timeline of one idea that you've never had before. One question you're asking yourself you've never asked before. What is it that I need? If you've never asked yourself that question before and you're still not ready to ask yourself that question, that's okay. Just put it aside, just to the side. When you're ready, you can ask yourself that question. It'll just pop into your head one day. What is it that I need? Why do I think I can't have what I want? Why does it always make me frustrated when they can have it and I can't? Ask for what you need. You don't have to be passive aggressive. You don't have to be sneaky. You don't have to be manipulative to get the thing you want. It's yours. If you want it, it's for you. And other people don't have the power over us that we think they have. They don't have the ability to say no or show their disapproval. If they're showing disapproval, they're the wrong people to be hanging out with. Or they're waiting for you to say different. And if you use your strong voice, and I don't mean shouting and I don't mean yelling, I mean decisive. Your decisive voice. I need this. And you're not able to get that from those people, or they're not willing to make room for you too, to be in the room, so to speak, to be in their environment, wrong people. And we're not built to be alone, right? There is internal work that we have to do on our own, but we're not built to experience an entire life by ourselves. If we are isolated like that, it's time to do the work so we can un-isolate ourselves. That is part of your needs, is having good people around you. People that will hear you and listen to you, and they don't hold on to your stuff for you. They don't have to be in agreement with you. They're just available, present, emotionally available and present. That's all. We're not looking for other people to hold our stuff for us. And we're not looking to hold other people's stuff for them. Their emotional stuff is theirs. Our emotional stuff is ours. But having someone to talk it through with, that's nice. Not required, but nice. But when you get yourself clear on what it is that you're missing in your life, the things that you want in your life, and usually the journal is the place where you can put everything down, you hold nothing back. That's when things change. Unless you're insistent on being powerless. If you're insistent on being powerless, then disregard anything and everything I've said. And we can do that to ourselves. We can be the one that's standing in our way. We can be the person we're asking to change, and then the other half of our brain is like, no, I won't. Not I can't, I won't. There's a difference. Say that to yourself. I can't have the things I want. I won't get the things that I want. What's the difference? Who's standing in the way? I can't is just a conditioning. I won't, that's pretty decisive, and you get to keep your problems. You don't get healing or growth from I won't. I can't is just a temporary mindset, because you could also switch it to, but I could, and I might, and I will, and I must. Those all have different energies associated with them, and they all have a part in your success or not. You are not powerless. I am here to tell you this. You are not powerless. You are 100% in charge of your life and the way it goes. It's only that you perceive that other people are saying that you can't, you won't, you shouldn't. You're giving their mindset precedence over your personal power. And it is your job to inform those people. Say you're married to one. That's what I mean by inform. That things need to change. That you're not available to be judged anymore. You're not available to be put down, held back, stifled, shamed. You're not available for that anymore. And when you say, I am unavailable for that, it's very clear that you're available for something else. First of all, you're saying it for your own health, your own mental health, to hear yourself say, I am unavailable for that mindset anymore. And second of all, it's very informative, because you're not pointing blame. You're just making things perfectly clear that you're unavailable to be put down, shoved down, shamed, embarrassed, whatever's going on emotionally. You're unavailable for that anymore. And then go do your thing. Go do it. Do the thing. Even if you think it's going to kill you to get the thing you want, do it, and then see that you didn't die. It's important for you to show yourself the evidence that you had the power all along. And if you lose people along the way, you didn't really lose them, you gained your freedom, right? There's two ways to look at that: glass half full, glass half empty. You have all the power. You have all the power. You call the shots. You've been given a life full of free agency for wherever you are. Nobody can take your attitude away. I tell the story about Corrie ten Boom all the time, because she and her sister Betsy were housed in the worst facilities in Auschwitz during the war, and Betsy kept telling Corrie, I'm thankful for the lice. And Corey's like, what are you talking about? That's over the top. I'm sorry. I can't be thankful for the lice. And Betsy said, yeah, because they keep the guards out. And so they can't find our vitamins, and they can't find our scriptures and the things that they would take from us if they were coming in here to check the barracks. Now that's personal power. Not necessarily the gratitude. Like, that is a big component, But it was the mindset. Even in captivity, nobody could change her attitude. They say attitude is altitude. When you get an attitude that you have the power, like nobody can take this from me. Nobody can take your sunshine. Nobody can take your smile. Nobody can take your light. Nobody can take your love. You are powerful beyond measure. And it is your job to protect that power, to own that power, and to use that power for good in the world. We're not here to tell other people they're doing it wrong, that they're the reason we're unhappy, or that they are a bad person because they're not letting us have the life we want. No. You just go and do your thing. We're not here to put it on them. Your light, your love, your personal power to choose and act in a way that is uplifting and good and in the service of everyone's higher good. Because when you change, everything else changes. The people around you change. And you leave a legacy that is good, that people remember because of the good that you offered. When that's happening, that's your personal power. So take a minute today, write about what you think is holding you back. Write about what you think is the reason why you feel powerless, and write about what you think you need. What is going to improve your life? What will make your life better? What's going to help you achieve your goals or realize your dreams? What is it you think is missing? Because whatever you think is missing is actually not missing. By slow and simple things, you will figure out that missing piece, and it's going to make your life better. You are fully supported. And like I said before, getting on your knees and asking for help. Your angels are real. God is real. Your spirit guides are real. You have friends all around you. They're like your shadows. You can't shake them. You're just like the blind friend that walks around going, I don't know. I can't see them. They must not be here. That's not true. But asking is the requirement. Ask and ye shall receive. You need to ask. Please help me. Please help me feel loved, supported. Please show me a sign of how loved and supported, but you must look for the signs. I'm sorry. You can't just say, oh, please show me a sign, and then walk around going, see, there's no sign. You can't do that. You have to believe that you will receive a sign and start looking for it. Asking for a specific sign is even more helpful. But you are supported, you are loved, and you have all the power within you to live the life you are sent here to live. And it's your job to let go of the crap, to let go of pointing the finger, take personal responsibility, write it out, get clear, and move forward. Everything gets better when you get better. Everything does. We're just waiting on you because we need you. This world will be a better place because of those that you influence who are around you when you step up and say, my life, my way, I got this. This is your time. There's no better time than right now, today, because you're hearing this, because you're listening, because you're mulling it over in your mind. It's something that you are interested in doing too. It's not an accident. There are no coincidences. This is coinciding with your hopes, dreams, and desires in your heart to take back your power and do the thing that you were put here to do. Use your voice. Express yourself freely. I promise you will not die. You will grow and flourish, and it's going to be the best thing you ever did for yourself. Okay? Reach out if you need help. Now it's time to get busy. Let's go. Catch you later. Thanks for listening. I invite you to leave your feedback and share your aha moments as you listen to this podcast. Also, you can access more information or any of the programs, courses, or worksheets that I've mentioned on these episodes on my website at teresaford.life. Or what I would really love is for you to connect with me on Instagram at teresaford.coaching and on Facebook at Coaching with Teresa Ford, so I can give you more interesting insights and further coaching to help you fulfill the measure of your creation.